Malaysia, what's the most important lesson you've taught a young person?
Well, the most important lesson that I could remember teaching a young person would be to give back. Every time I would always emphasize on being kind and compassionate to the children that I reach out to, whether or not they're from the city or from the rural areas in my country. And this is because ever since I was young, I always believed that charity starts small and it starts at any age. So our young people today, they're very quick at learning and adapting to new things. So we should teach them the ways to give back to the community, and we bear this responsibility to be a good role model to the younger generation. And I believe that if our actions are put into practice, and eventually our country would definitely be a better place. I mean, the whole world would be a better place if everyone puts this into practice, you see.
So your ancestors come from Japan, mine come from Italy. So can you give us a little bit of Italian, maybe a greeting or something?
Ciao, sono Kanako di Tokyo, sono di Tokyo. Io studio l'italiano da 2 anni all'università. Io canto l'italiano, canto l'opera italiano. Mi piace gelato. Molto tipo di cucina.
One more language, your other favorite one to speak?
C'est une belle opportunité pour moi d'être ici à Sanya Ocean.
And Nepal. What is the biggest problem faced by your country, and how would you solve it?
Unemployment has been one of the biggest challenges that we've been facing as a country, as a lot of youth are migrating to foreign countries for job opportunities. So I believe that creating more jobs through tourism, which happens to be one of our biggest strengths as a country, is a way to go about it. I would like to promote to the world that Nepal is a country of diverse culture, ethnicity, and religions, traditions, and we are just people who love celebrations, we love festivals, and I'd like to welcome the world to Nepal with big, bright smiles.
Thank you, Nepal, and thank you, everyone. Now, I must say, we've been doing this show, 12 episodes, and we brought it to the Miss World competition last year, and you are by far in Canada. Tell us about the greatest obstacle you've had to overcome in your life and what you learned from it.
Thank you, Frankie. I would have to say that the greatest obstacle that I've had to overcome in my lifetime, that I still face every single day, would be changing the stereotypical mindset that people have about Muslim women. So some people may know this, some may not, but I myself am a Muslim Canadian, a proud Muslim Canadian, and oftentimes I'm faced with ideas and stereotypes that are not at all true, and overcoming it has been really all about, instead of looking at it as a negative thing, looking at it as a chance to educate people on what it really means to be a Muslim woman in today's day and age. And I think that that's something that I will continue doing for the rest of my life, and I hope to continue doing for the rest of my life.
Thank you so much, Canada. And what accomplishment are you most proud of in your life, and why?
For me, it is a certificate. It's a certificate that honoring me the best teacher in China. Though it's not official or it's certified, it's just given by a student, 8-year-old student who is in rural areas in China. It's a handmade certificate, and he gave me to me after the class. And for me, I've been teaching for like 8 years in almost like 30 cities for around 20,000 students. And I have all these proud moments that lead me to where I am, and I am more eager to be a better educator in the future.
Yeah. Thank you, China. Participated in Model United Nations conferences. How has this prepared you for Miss World?
Well, through those many years of experiences, I've come up with my own formula, which is ACC. ACC is active, creative, and contributive. The first, active, is by being involved in solving any kind of global issues around us, from whether it's researching what's pollution, what's climate change, and to volunteering for children who survive disasters, like what I did in Palu and Nepal. Just be active. Second is creative. Learning diplomacy helps me open my mind to cultures and interests, finding out a way out in any kind of crisis. And the third one is contributive, because our life is a gift. So we have to give back and uplift each other and give the best possible solution, right? Yeah, so active, creative, and contributive, I hope that inspires you to be that too.
And is this something that you use at Miss World, you use in your daily life?
Learning diplomacy helps me open my mind to cultures and interests, finding out a way out in any kind of crisis. And the third one is contributive, because our life is a gift. So we have to give back and uplift each other and give the best possible solution, right? Yeah, so active, creative, and contributive, I hope that inspires you to be that too.
And is this something that you use at Miss World, you use in your daily life, something you teach to people?
What I said to myself first, because I believe being a role model is not for anyone else, but it's for myself. I set my own standard.
Okay, well, ACC.
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 Active, creative, and contributive.
Thank you so much. India, how has growing up without a father made you who you are today?
Everything that I'm today is only through what I've learned from my life experiences, my mistakes, and the circumstances life has put me through. And my father abandoning us when I was only 7 years old has turned me into a strong, confident, and independent woman that I'm today, and has shown me how courageous a woman could be through my real-life superwoman, my mother, as she not just filled my father's shoes perfectly, but also has been the best example of a self-empowered woman. And learning from her as I grew up, I took up the responsibility to become the man of the house, to be able to be a better role model to my younger brother, and also an emotional support to my mother. And if it's my mother's unconditional love that kept me going, it is my father's absence that drove me to find the purpose of my life, that is to stand with those who are abandoned by the society just like me. So I truly believe that everything in the world happens for a reason, and it's not the circumstances that define you, but it's how you face it that makes who you are. So, yeah.
Thank you, India. And will your mom be coming to the Miss World final?
No, she won't be, but her blessings are always with me.
To many places in the world that I've wanted to name my daughter after a city. So I'm Katerina Sanya, S-O-N-J-A, and then we have Sanya. And the reason why is because it's the first time that I've met people who are so curious, who are so interested in what's going on. They're very kind people. They want to know what's happening, like who are these girls, what's going on. And it's also the first time that I've been to a tropical place where I can wear a pantsuit. So it's very diverse. You have the malls, and then you have the beach, and I look out my window from the hotel and I see the linings of the mountain and the sun rising, and it's just absolutely gorgeous. And I thought, there's just so much here where it's not just the tropics, it's not just the city, it's not what you would think China to be like. It's my first time to be in China, and I feel like there's a lot to explore. So I've already had this type of connection to the people and to the city, and they say that Sanya is the Hawaii of China. So I would like to share with the world that Sanya is actually not the Hawaii of China, but the Sanya of the world.
Je veux dire par là que ce n'est pas juste un concours de beauté, c'est un concours qui a un but, et c'est pour ça que j'ai choisi de faire Miss Monde, puisque je suis très engagée depuis des années maintenant pour la sensibilisation du cancer du sein, puisque ma mère est une survivante du cancer du sein. Elle en a eu un il y a quelques années maintenant, et en tant que Miss France, j'ai eu la chance de pouvoir participer à divers événements pour prendre la parole et notamment récolter des fonds. C'est pour ça que j'ai envie maintenant de le faire à un niveau international, et ça serait fantastique de pouvoir le faire grâce à Miss Monde.
Thank you, France. Our next contestant comes from Georgia. Finally, South Africa. What do you think is the biggest thing that separates you from the other contestants?
I grew up in the new democratic South Africa, full of opportunities, and now I have the ability to work hard and go after my dreams and create my own destiny. But that was not the case for my parents, and I understand that not everyone has access to these opportunities, so I don't take anything for granted. So I believe that everything that I've been through has, led me to this point, and it has, strengthened my passion to serve, and it has led me to this journey. Yes.
Thank you, South Africa.
Thank you.
the 68th Miss World. Please welcome the 67th Miss World, the reigning Miss World, Manushi Shila.